Could you eat your hamster, or will your hamster eat you first? Imagine the situation that it is you and your hamster, and there are only two options: or you eat your hamster, or your hamster eats you. What would you choose? She will give my hamster to the cat. No, poor hamster. No. I hope she's joking. You won't eat it, then your hamster will eat you. Nice emote. Nobody can eat you. You are right, you are right. Oh, you changed the color. Nice. color fits better with you? Okay, you can sleep then. Although it is very early. The creeper of Minecraft. Your, yes, your greatest enemy. How long? I don't know. It is now. Maybe for 1 hour and a half, probably. I also want to sleep early because I want to do sports tomorrow. very, very confusing this. I'm going to practice. Still a bit confusing for me. Hello, cylindrical cake. You came in the most epic moment. Creeps in creepily and whispers Macedonian words into your ear. You came when I started playing the melody of my song of Beowulf. Well, I'm remembering it. Do you know some Macedonian words? Dajak. That is read as an A, I suppose. That just Evorivan Makedonsky. I don't remember if that first will be a A. I suppose yes, it's A. Oh yes, it's well, I don't know in English, but Zeta. Zvoluban Makedonsky. I can read Cyrillic, but I lost practice, I think. Yes, indeed. So, as far as I see, Macedonian is very similar to Russian. I should think of a useless sentence in Macedonian. Yes, you should. Macedonia is closest to Bulgaria. If you speak one, you can understand the other mostly. Very interesting. Oh, and that reminds me that in the past days I studied a bit of Italian, and it reminded me when we talked about languages that you can understand but you can't talk. So pretty much it's like that. Yes, that short course had test to check your skills, and I did all the ones about translate from Italian to Spanish and to put the correct word and such. But the ones that were like translate from Spanish to Italian, I use Scribble because too lazy, and I wasn't memorizing so much. I was just checking if I can understand. So yes, I can understand Italian a bit. I suppose that more complex texts will be harder for me to understand, but at least basic text, I think yes, at least I can understand, but I can't talk or write. So and I was also checking French, and I think the pronunciation of French is very hard in comparison with other European languages. What do you think about French? Do you think that there is a European language that has a harder pronunciation? You can blame the Celtics people for making French sounding like that. French sounds good, but it's very hard. Like in the short course that I made, it was like the plural, the final S in the plural words is not pronounced. That you can just know if it is plural because the article that goes before. So it's like that's even worse than pronunciation in English. Yes. So I think people who think that pronouncing English is hard, they should try French. And I think my level of German is better than French or Italian, just because listening a lot of German music. I also did some courses of German, um, and it went very good. But I feel every time that I want to speak German, I feel like I am just saying sentences from the songs. Yes. But in my case, I relate the words with the song. So, for example, I remember in the course was part of the vocabulary about traveling, and traveling includes the verb reise, and there is a song called Reise Reise. So it's like when I see Reise and stuff about Reise, I just think in that song. Useless phrase in German. Das Gebäude hat keinen Ehemann. The building doesn't have a husband. Nice, nice. Oh, I didn't know that husband was Ehemann. About your sentence, I understood everything except the nouns. I also didn't know the meaning of Gebäude. In Macedonian, that is Zgradata ne ima maz. Nice, nice. And are you using the translator or are you translating by yourself? Most of the German sentences are known. Yes, but I don't know all the nouns. Oh, that's very nice. If you are building the sentences by yourself, very nice. I can speak German, but I can just speak based in the songs that I listen. Macedonian was the first European language I learned outside of English. Oh, that's very nice. And why that one? Just curious. Because my Tom library had a Macedonian Facebook. Oh, nice. I think my first language outside this the high school, or the first language that I started to learn by myself, was Russian. But it's a very long time since I stopped learning Russian. Now I just remember some words and how to read. Pronunciation, I think, also more or less fine. I also forgot a lot of Russian. Yes, it's just that I don't practice it, so I just forget it, and I don't listen too much Russian songs, too many Russian songs, so easy to forget. But I think Russian is easier than German. At least Russian doesn't have so many irregularities. At least, not that I know. In German, irregular is not exception, it's a category, so Russian is super irregular. I don't have that memories from when I studied Russian. I remember that Russian has more declension than German, but I don't remember being so much irregular. Like for German, it is always suggested that you learn the article and the plural when you memorize new vocabulary, but I didn't get that advice in Russian. In Russian, the masculine and feminine, and I remember that it also has a neutral name. I think in Russian it was pretty direct. Yes, but I think in Russian it's not needed. I think in Russian there are irregularities, and as in all languages, but I think they are the exception, unless the Russian word ends with yes. That is the exception, right? Sorry, but I don't remember now the rules of the exceptions and such. Like cross is feminine and put is masculine. Hello, Susie, and welcome. It's curious that about Russian, the word that I don't forget is a very long word. It is Dostoprimechatelnie. Do you think you can try to write that word? Probably I have said it another time. Dostoprimechatelnie. Remember that in Russian, when the O is not the main accent, it is pronounced as A. Say it slower. Russian spelling is a nightmare. Dostoprimechatelnie. Dostoprimechatelnie. Yes, but I think there is it is almost correct, but there is this letter that is like a V, like the character that you put before. I think you have to put that between the L and the N at the end, if I remember correctly. I think yes. You can try in Google Translator to see if it is correct. And I think in there it is correct, and it means the historic part in the city. I don't know why I remember this word, because I remember that I watched a video in YouTube that I don't even remember what video, and the man was saying things about Russian language, and he said there are long words as Dostoprimechatelnie, and for some reason I remember that word. There is no further reason about that. Yes. Привет, где Dostoprimechatelnie? I think I forgot the verb in there. Kde est Dostoprimechatelnie? I don't even remember the conjugation of the verb. I think it is est with that character at the end too. I don't remember. Yes. I was saying kde est Dostoprimechatelnie. So where is the center of the city, or the historical center of the city? Do you understand? That is to be, but you don't need it after kde. Oh, so if I say kde Dostoprimechatelnie, Oh, okay. Then I said it fine. I remember some things. Not many, but some things. And after that, I started a bit with German. Well, after that, many years later, I started with a bit of German, but also I stopped it. Russian is not used the same way as other European languages. Yes. I think that my goal for languages is to be able to read and pronounce. I think with that I will feel satisfied. Like, for example, I would love to be able to read Arabic and pronounce Arabic, or read and pronounce Japanese, or read and pronounce Korean. Even if I don't understand the sentences, but I would like to be able to read and pronounce at least, even if more or less. Yes, I can imagine. And can you read all the scriptures? Like, for example, if you have a text in Arabic, can you read it? Or a text in Japanese, or a text in Greek? I suppose Greek, yes, because yes, you can. I want to learn that too, even if I don't learn the language properly. My songbook is always in the original script. Also, when you sing Adrino to Ladinese, that's very good. So yes, I want to do the same you are doing, except learning all the languages, because that will take forever. And I love languages, but not to the point to learn all of them. But I'm very curious about how to read the scriptures and how to pronounce. And I think that probably the hardest for me to learn to read will be Chinese. You will get there. There are less scripts than languages in the world. Yes. So it's like I need to learn the Greek. The Greek is a pending task, because I think that most of the symbols I can read them, but even Chinese children have difficulties with Chinese scripts. Yes, that is going to be the hardest. I think I will start with Greek, and I will do the same as when I learned the Cyrillic. Just write sentences, a lot of sentences in Greek, until I just memorize the alphabet. And that that tactic will be useful for most of the scriptures, except Chinese. Like, if I my tactic with Russian was write sentences in Spanish and whatever language, it didn't matter, but with the Russian characters. Can I can't read it because I know there are some characters that I will confuse with the Latin one. Can you say the transcription? Greek is easy to read but hard to predict how to spell. Oh, I see. I think can you say how it is read? Kali ti. Okay, Kalitihi. Tihi. Why the E is different? But the E that is after the T is different symbol. Six way to spell E in Greek. Okay. Okay, thank you. It will be interesting. I think Russian only has three ways only, if I remember correctly. Well, about the well, because Russian has this ya, ye, I, yo, you, so it has more vowels, but the pronunciation of the E, it has also the U, that is the other symbol, that thing like that it's like this. Okay. Yes, I suppose those that are composed are the same as in Russian, like a, oi. In Russian there is also ya, ye, and such. Yeah, but they are all pronounced identically. In You mean in the composed letter make no difference? Oh, in you mean in Greek? In Greek, yes. Um, then it's weird. Why so many different E, but they are pronounced the same? Well, I suppose in Spanish we also have this, like some letters that also have the same sounds. Good luck to learning to spell things in Greek. I will do my best when I have time. Yes, but also there are some consonant pronunciation also, like with that E and double L. Do you understand what I mean? They are also pronounced the same. Or the C and K, also pronounced the same in many times. But I think it's more weird, at least for me, that it happens on vowels. It's more unpredictable in Greek than in Spanish, yes, I can imagine. Also has the alternation in consonants like Spanish. Good. I think it will be interesting to take a look at that. I will do it. I will check again languages when I work in my languages. So ja is like ga, but j is like g. Oh, that is what you mean about predictability, right? I see. It will be a bit hard. I see. Do you also do that kind of confusing things in your languages? Greek has two ways to spell o, also o. two ways to spell O, but it is pronounced the same. My languages are all simple now. That's good. I wonder why people who I know that the yes, I know that languages are real languages are not invented by one person, but I wonder why they get so complicated because they were not following rules at the beginning, so it became a mess, and we are just learning languages that are a mess. Teléfono, but you put there two O's. Yes, teléfono, okay. I think the language that most curiosity gives me is Arabic because it has very interesting things in grammar that I didn't see before. The problem with Greek is you have only 5 vowels in a speech, but so many that it's written. Oh yes. So it's like keep attention to all the different ways to write the vowels. Yes. With Arabic, I discovered using prefixes for conjugations. Well, I don't remember if Arabic had conjugations in verb now, but in Arabic they have these prefixes in there to change. Arabic has conjugations, right? Because I don't want to say misinformation. Arabic has conjugation and declensions, yes. And the conjugation is made with prefixes too. That was very interesting for me. Very, very interesting. And I also don't remember what language, but I think it was also a language from the Middle East or East Europe that has postpositions. I don't remember if it in what language. Wait till you see how conjugation works in my mother tongue. How it is. We use both prefix and suffix. Yes, in my language, the Askra language, the one of the culture of the desert and such, I also do that. Prefix and suffix. Very interesting. Very complicated, but very interesting. I don't remember very well, but I think in the Asgra language I did like some of the tenses only have suffix, and then other tenses have the prefix. So the base halan can be ber halan, and ber halan can yes, memper halan. Yes, I completely understand. I did the same in my language. Not with two prefixes, but I did the same. I did with one prefix and one suffix. And also, do you know about the postpositions? We just like to confuse Europeans. Yes, indeed. But it's very interesting. I for me, discovering that was like discovering a hidden gem. Postposition are quite common. Yes, but until that moment I didn't know that it existed. Because I always heard about prepositions, but never about postpositions. And I also started using postposition in some of my languages. I think the Stelka that the Stelka language is the one of this culture. For that language, I think I did postposition. Latin uses both preposition and postposition. I studied Latin in high school, but I don't remember that. Maybe we didn't go so further as to see postposition. For me, when I did that research about languages to get more inspiration for my languages, the two more interesting things that I found were that the prefixes for conjugations and the postpositions. Some languages even say thinker positions. Yes, I also read about that, and that is so much confusing for me. Can you say an example? Technically, English has circumposition, but quite rare. Hard to imagine English having that. Like, from now on. Oh, okay. But, circumposition. I'm trying to imagine circumposition between two names or something like that. I don't know. But how a circumposition can work? I can understand preposition and postposition, but Herman also. Herman has everything. Herman has circumposition as rule, and then another category called exceptions of circumposition. Sorry for joking so much about Herman, but it's like so much irregular. It's like a preposition, but it's on both sides, that's all. Oh, I think is it just like in French when you do the negative, like ne whatever pass? It is something like that. Something like that. Okay, now I understand. Seems interesting but too confusing for me. The postposition are already confusing enough. From now on have different meanings, yes. And why do you think that languages are so irregular? Because they were done by many people, and everyone said the things as they wished, and so the languages became a mess. Stick to language like Malay. We have only 2 or 3 prepositions. That's good. Irregular speech is because of children. Can you explain more? I'm curious. Because the children don't learn it very well, and it continues like that, or how it is? It's curious to think, because if we think in communicating, we will go to the most basic, and so it's like if I want to say you have to sit in the chair, or you have to take my bread, and then the most basic will be you take bread me. So that makes me think why conjugations or declensions exist, or how they were created at the beginning. There is some evidence that that's how irregularities happen, because children get things wrong and they continue speaking like that into adulthood. But the most basic words are the most irregular Yes, the verb to be and the verb to have are usually irregular in all languages. But why the need of doing conjugations and declensions? Just because that's all. Yes, I don't imagine people in ancient times saying the conjugation is like this and the declension is like this. That happened in the past. Do you think that in ancient Greece happened? We do declension and conjugation because our parents do it. But how it started? How did it start? Actually, they did think about grammar in ancient India. Oh, that's very interesting. And what can you tell me about Hindi? Do you have any idea of Hindi? The world's oldest grammar was composed by Panini for Sanskrit. Hindi uses only postposition. Oh, probably it is because Hindi that I know about postpositions, because I think I used Hindi for influences too. Probably it's because that one that I know about postpositions. So much interesting. Also, fun fact for world building: if your languages put verbs at the end of the sentence, they tend to use postpositions. Yes, I have used this. Verb in the end and postposition. That is how Hindi works. I did that for Stelka, if I remember well. By the way, the case endings in Indo-European languages were originally postposition. The case endings, you mean like the declensions, right? Very interesting. But I think, as you said the other time, the languages will become more simple with the passing of time, I suppose. Do you think German will be easier in 1000 years? Or maybe it will have more irregularities? It depends. Some languages are more conservative, yes, like Chinese. German is already simpler than it was 100 years ago. Well, I wouldn't like to try to study German 100 years ago. Most German speakers don't use the genitive case anymore, for example. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Maybe that's why in the course of German that I did was very basic, but it presented me the accusative and dative. And I was wondering, will they present me the genitive? And no, they didn't. Yes, I see. So at the end, I suppose it will disappear. The other cases will disappear too. It might disappear from speech one day, but people still write with the genitive case in formal documents. Yes, it's a slow transition. Dutch also lost all the cases very recently. So yes, I think in the future it will be easier to learn that. Maybe it will remain as kind of old language like old German or something like that. I suppose there is old Germanic or something, but the German with the declensions probably will stay as old. Dutch stopped using case system in, well, that's very very soon. I mean it's only 70 years ago. It's very soon, very close to us. Maybe I should wait for Chinese to simplify even more the characters. Or the Chinese to invent their own alphabet. Yes, I know they have simplified characters, but it's not enough. They should invent their own alphabet. So it is only needed to transliterate. And no need to memorize thousands of characters. You mean like Vietnamese? They used Chinese character in the past, but now they use the Latin alphabet. Yes, but they use Latin alphabet or their own version of Latin alphabet, or like Korean, Chinese character, Hangul. I think like Korean, because Korean has their own alphabet but with symbols, if I am not wrong. And I think Japanese also has one of the scriptures in Japanese is also like that. It's just like Greek, for example, has its own alphabet, so Chinese should do like Greeks. Korean script is an alphabet, yes, so like Korean. Chinese should do the same, but Japanese syllabary, yes, but it is also alphabet. Not only one letter, but it is better than learning thousands and thousands of characters. Syllabary is not an alphabet. But in Japanese there are also many thousands of characters. You just made many linguists roll in their grave. But in Chinese each character is well, I think I still don't know very well how the Chinese characters work, because I am not sure if it is they represent sounds, they represent syllable, but they also represent concept. A syllabary means one character, one syllable. Yes, I understand that. Alphabet means one character, one sound. Yes, yes, okay. But how is the Chinese at all? Because I kind of assume that Chinese is a concept. Each character is a concept. But maybe I'm wrong because uh, Chinese is both sound and meaning. Yes. So that's the problem because as it is sound and meaning, there are thousands of characters that you need to memorize. But for Japanese, it should be easier, I suppose. Actually, it's worse in Japanese. What? Why? I know that in Japanese there are many different ways of reading. I don't remember the names now. Katakana and others. I think there are 3 because they use Chinese character plus 2 syllabaries at the same time. I'm trying to visualize that, but I am not sure if I am understanding correctly. You still have to know the Chinese characters in Japanese. Okay. But Japanese has different ways to write. So at least one of those ways should be easy, right? You can only write in hiragana, but nobody does this. Why nobody does that? Everyone mixes the scripts. Okay. Because Japanese has a lot of ambiguity. So I think in terms of difficulty, learning to read Japanese is also going to be difficult, right? Japanese is harder to read than Chinese, actually. Okay, thank you. At least in Chinese, there is only 1 or 2 ways to read each character. Okay, I suppose that Chinese and Japanese will be the last ones that I learn. Japanese has 2 to 6 ways to read each character. Okay. That's very discouraging for me. And what is your experience about learning to read Arabic? Arabic is definitely easier. Okay, that's good. But I read Arabic since I was small through because Malay is sometimes written with the Arabic script. Oh, okay, I understand. What do you think that is the hardest about reading Arabic? Not knowing what the vowels are sometimes, but I read that in Arabic you don't write the vowels, right? In Arabic script, written vowels are optional, yes. I remember that. Easy if you speak Arabic, so you can guess the words. Yes, but as a non-speaker, it will be hard to read script without vowels. And I wonder, can you write me something with vowels and without vowels, like the same sentence, but with vowels and without vowels, so I can see the difference? Sure, take your time. Where are you getting this emotes, Suthi? That one and the other one that you put before. But they are default emotes of tweets. Okay. Oh, I see. I don't remember those emotes. Let me see if I spot the differences. Yes, I see. Uh, for the Stelka language, I also use vowels like that. I mean, I made vowels in that language to be points. So A is 1 point, A is 2 points. In Arabic, vowels are written like tildes. Yes, I see. And the way they are placed in the script, I suppose it has some rules, right? Like they are not placed randomly. I was drawing, put you in background. Oh, nice, very nice that you are drawing. Yeah, one line on top is A, one line below is E, and a small on top is U. Very interesting. In the Stelka language, I did it with points, like more points is different vowel, like 4 points is O, and 5 points is U, and such. But the placement is random. Well, in the Stelka language, it is also written from right to left, just the same as Arabic, and the vowels should be somewhere in the place between the consonants, but the placement exactly is random. I'm drawing a sculpture but don't know the name. A sculpture, but like from any art period or something. Are vowels compulsory in Stelka? Yes, you have to write the vowels. And Stelka is written as Estelca. You wrote it almost right, but you missed the E at the beginning, and it's not K, it is C. Yes, yes. What that means? Stelka is an abugida. What is abugida? I think I have some script of this language. Let me get a paper so I can show. An abugida is a script where vowels are written like tildes, but they are compulsory. Yes. In that in Stelka, you have to write the vowels. If not, it will be very confusing. In fact, I think that in Arabic, an abjad is like an abugida vowels are optional. Oh, I understand. I think if you don't write the vowels, it is very confusing. But I suppose that if you are native, it's the same. Because I suppose that if I read words in Spanish and you remove the vowels, probably I can still understand. Depends, I suppose. I guess I can write Spanish with a vowel to train you from. Yes, or write English. Maybe I can also understand. Maybe you are right. Maybe it is not as confusing as. Yes, I can understand that, but you forgot one vowel in there. Maybe it is not as confusing as I think. Give me a second, I'm going to take a paper to show the script. I turn off. You have to write the first vowel in an abjad. Not really the vowel, but a sign to show the word starts with a vowel. Oh, okay, I understand that. So even if you skip the the vowels in Arabic, you can't skip the vowel that is the first, right? I understand. Stelka is like this. I hope you can see. This one is Stelka. And in that it is saying, let me see because I don't remember. I don't remember, I can read it, but the vowels, I can see the vowels. Oh, I know what it is. Yes, it's the name of Suthi. It's the name of Suthi. If you the real name, like if Suthi is listening me, here it is. Yes, this is your name in one of my languages. This is Su Chi, because there are 3 points in there, that is E, and 1 point is A, then N. So you see that the points are like random, but they should respect the order. between the consonants and such. And I think yes, in this paper it is the name of Shruti in all the languages. And well, this is hieroglyphics, not invented by me, the Egyptian hieroglyphics. But I still want to revamp these languages because when I was studying, I don't even remember what I was studying, but this about that Chinese characters are different in time. In the past, they are the same, but there are different ways to write the characters. Like for example, in my Erhu, I have Chinese text in different script that was done in the past. So it's like this. We have already talked about this also with hieroglyphics, with Egyptian hieroglyphics. Also, they were the scripture changed over time. So I want to do something like that with my languages too. Like just like same difference as greeting with computer or greeting with handmade cursive letters and such. I want to do all that. So it will be ancient, then modern, cursive, and such. It's very interesting for me. You see here, I have one of the text in Nordar, and below is the transliteration. This one is like pretty runic, and this one is in Ailmin. This one is the language, the scripture that I have edited the most over the years, and still I want to edit it more. And I don't know what else I have here. I have this preview of all the languages. You see this one that is like the Mesopotamian scripture. I like that a lot. I like the one that looks like cuneiform. Yes, this one, the Elikar language. It's very cool. That one is very cool. But a bit time consuming to write. It's a hard one to read in real life. And I think, well, have you ever tried to write cuneiform like with pencil, like normal? It's a bit time consuming because if you want to do it like this with the black triangles, it takes some time to fill all that. So I wonder, cuneiform also has a cursive mode. Like, can you write? Because it's not designed to be written with a pencil. Yes, obviously it's designed to be carved in the stone. It doesn't have, yes, obviously if it wasn't, yes, you're right. It was a stupid question. Okay, and so probably when I continue developing these languages, I will create a cursive version of this, like a way that you can write fast in paper. Cuneiform cursive. I don't know how I will do it, but I should do it. So yeah, so this is Ailmin, that is inspired in Greek and Latin. This is Kailin, that is inspired in Japanese. And here the vowels are up of the consonant. So it is like, this is a consonant, and this is vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. in real life, Akkadian cuneiform works exactly the same way as Japanese. How? The same way as Japanese? What do you mean by that? In this, I'm trying to understand what these things are saying. But I have no idea. So there is a syllabary plus extra things used for Sumerian cuneiform. Sumerian cuneiform like learning Chinese characters. Wow, that sounds very, very hard. I think I think this thing is not a consonant. It's like empty character. Like vowels are in top of consonants, but if the word if the word starts with two vowels, so you have to use like that. If I remember well, I don't remember very well. And this one, yes, I think yes. All I remember is that the things in up are vowels, and the characters below are consonants. So the vowels are always these curves up, but I don't remember how to read it. And this one is inspired in Chinese, and here the vowels are in the up part. You see that let me think how to explain. In the center character you see it better because the upper part is divided in three spaces. So the vowels are put in either space according to the to the place in the word. One of your letters look like a Baibajin letter. What is a Baibajin letter? Oh, this one. Not intentional. Not intentional. And what language is that? Baibajin is the script used in the Philippines before the Spanish came. I didn't know that. That is casual. But very interesting. So here you see the first character that has a vowel here and another vowel here. So this word starts with a vowel that I suppose it's a, but I don't remember. And here another vowel. So this is like a syllable starting with vowel, consonant, then vowel here and consonant. That's how that language works. No, I'm curious to see you handwriting. Yes, I need to check more these languages. And this one and this one and this one are pretty straightforward. Like this is just like runic. This is inspired in hieroglyphics, and this is inspired in cuneiform, but they are like typical consonant vowel, this the same and this the same. And then this one is the one I explained before. Read from right to left. The points are vowel and the rest are consonant. Have you sent this to Omniglot? No, I don't know this page. And how to read it? I don't remember, Susie. I don't remember. I don't remember what I wrote here. Really, I don't remember. I will have to check the. Well, maybe I can. Let me a moment. I should have the alphabet somewhere printed. Yes, I have them here. Now we need your Egyptologist to decipher your greetings. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's see here. For example, the Asgra. So this that is E S E L and there is one character that I don't find. Oh, Isil. I don't know. There is one character that I don't find. Wait, maybe it's yes. Maybe I don't know the last character. Honestly, it is not in my. It is not in my documents. Is it is Isil? Is Isil? The one before the last is R, but the last one I don't know. But I don't know also why I wrote that. And but maybe it's, maybe it is because this. Probably it is because this is old, and I have an improved version, and this thing is a letter. But I'm thinking. Oh, I think I know what it is now. It is the name of a friend. It is the name of a friend. Now my light bulb finally did. I just got a notification on my phone saying you are live. A bit late. And I know what all this says. It is the name of a person that is called Isidro. Isidro. So it is the same E because as it is a vowel without consonant, it is this character that is like empty consonant, then E, S, E, D, R, O. And here the same. E, S, E, D, R, and this should be in here, I think. This is wrong. This should be in here because the O is the last. So here, as it appears here, it say Isidor instead Isidro. Isidor. And here the same. It start here. E. This is S. This is E. E C. D. R. And O. Isidor. Very funny, Suthi. And here the same E, C, draw. So I suppose this is O, but it's just that this is outdated. And here the same, and here the same. So yes. Here you see the Misa that is like inspired in Chinese. So there are the consonants and there are the vowels. And you say you like the one that is like cuneiform. So this your consonants look very complicated to write. Yes, for Misa and for Misa I recognize that the oh, you mean the consonants. Um, yes, in that one, yes, because I wanted similar to Chinese. But I was thinking that the way to write the vowels, I think the in Misa is the hardest probably. Um, but I wanted something different and something original, and I just thought I just do something in the top of each character, and that's how I made it. This is the cuneiform one, the Helicar. Reminds me of Ugaritic cuneiform, but I suppose that cuneiform, like real cuneiform. Oh, but Ugaritic cuneiform is also like this, like just consonants and vowels. Because I just wanted to keep that for all, because I don't see myself inventing thousands of characters for a language. Ugaritic cuneiform only has consonants like Arabic. Oh, okay. And how they do the vowels? Like Arabic too, like with lines and such. They don't. They never write vowels, but they pronounce vowels. Interesting, but it sounds a bit confusing. I mean, if vowels are optional, it's fine, but like the Egyptian who also never write vowels. I see. I still think it can be confusing. Well, good to know that at least this cuneiform and the Ugaritic cuneiform only has consonants and they write consonants. This is the Estelka. If you speak the language, it's really not. Yes, I imagine that. Just like with Arabic. The Estelka, that is like the one of the points, and you write and read from right to left. This one is obviously very inspired in Arabic, in the Arabic scripture. And I missed showing. I didn't understand correctly. Whoa, I don't understand. What did you say? I don't want to rent a house. Oh, but this is Arabic or the cuneiform. Oh, it is Spanish. I was trying to read it as Spanish as English, but I didn't get it. Yes, if you don't if you don't say what you said, I didn't know. I hadn't know. So I think it is confusing for me. So this is the Kyle theme, the one inspired in Japanese. you see the consonants, and then the vowels are will be written up, and here it is the support, like the empty consonant. And I think I just miss the Asgra. I have showed it before when I was translating. And here the Nordmar. This is very difficult, but I think this one, especially the vowels, I think for the vowels I changed it very much. So this is very old version. And finally the last one, the Almin. This has many vowels, and this is very old. This is like a way I made for mixing vowels. Oh sure, take your time. Very interesting talking about languages today. I feel more excited for continuing with my languages. What are it is? Welcome back. I show you in case you missed this last part. Also, I'm curious about your opinion about this. This is like a very old way I made to mix two vowels when they appear together. But I think it's very weird and confusing. What do you think? This looks like Mende. What, from where it is? You could do that. And Mende, from what countries or continent? West Africa? I was thinking in somewhere in Africa for sure, but I didn't want to risk saying. They also have some way. Yes, I localized the place, so it's like they also have ways to. I'm not sure. I will say yes, but probably Nightbot will ban. You can try. I think maybe from the last time I just deactivated it, so you can try and see what happens. Visually it looks like Mende, but it might... Okay, sorry. Sorry, I'm going to deactivate that right now. I'm tired of it. I thought that I deactivated it already. So it looks like Mende, but probably they don't do it for the same purpose as me. Okay, now it is disabled. I should have just put it in a whisper. No, you can put it now. I have disabled it. Okay, thank you. Honestly, I don't care about deactivating that because I don't think I am going to get here a spammer here in my channel. So, actually, it is very nice. In Yes, there is one character. I don't know if probably it's not going to appear in there. I wrote a character, but it's like if you check that PDF, the first character is very similar to what I did in there. And so weird. I wrote in my own chat, but I don't see it in phone. Yes, their first letter. Yes, that was also casual. I didn't know about this language before, so I will save it. I can see it in chat either. Yes, wait. But that it was so I tried to copy a character and that was not sent. But you know the character I mean. Yes, I see. And that's good because so you can say me similar languages that have similar scripture to get influence. It's of chat. They don't let you copy paste in OBS chat. No, I was let you copy paste in OBS chat. I'm not sure if I understand that because you copy pasted the link, right? And no, I'm not in OBS. I have the Twitch website with my stream opened in the computer, but not OBS. So I don't know why it didn't appear. Maybe because unknown character. Because I copied and it was like a triangle. So and I don't know what time is it now. Okay, I will finish the stream soon. Probably in 15 minutes. If you use OBS chat, the streamer cannot copy paste links into chat. Oh, good to know. But I think I have never tried. But that is bad, I think. Are you sure that there is not an option to disable that? Because if the streamer wants to share a link, it's very weird indeed. also I have come to a reflection today after so much time searching for ways to ampliate my knowledge in arts, and I have come to the conclusion that in the past um, I had this motivation of study as much as possible, and so I had at least uh, good um, notion about everything. So it's like even if I discover something new, it's very hard um, that it surprises me, because even if it is a new artwork that I didn't know before, I can relate it with other artworks that I know, and so it's like it doesn't surprise me. It's like um, if I discover a new Chinese pagoda in whatever period, as I have studied other pagodas, it's not going to surprise me. So I don't know. I feel a bit like I want to seek new knowledge in art, but I feel that I studied so much in the past that even if I discover new things, they are not going to surprise me. The last thing that I was studying these days that surprised me was some stuff about art galleries, and that yes, I learned something new. So it was interesting. Time for you to do a PhD. Maybe yes, because I suppose the master final work, I consider it done because um, for university the final degree work, I did a research that I started the research 2 years before, and when it came the moment to do the final degree work, it was so long. My research was so long that the teacher said to me, "You have to choose one topic only, because you have done so much that you can do that." And so that the full research was more than 100 pages, and the teachers only asked me for like between 20 and 40 pages. I think 40 was too much. I think it was 20 or 30 only, like one third or one fourth of the total research that I have made. So I consider my final master work done, even if I haven't done a master, but it's long enough. So yes, just use smaller fonts. And the funniest thing is that even when I only choose one topic to do the final degree work, the teachers still said me that it was too long. And I just picked one topic and tried to simplify it the most possible, and they still say me it is too long. By the way, I am many years wanting to publish that, and probably I should do it. Now that I don't really care much about selling art and such, because the reason that I haven't published that yet is because I was thinking I should publish it in Amazon or where could I sell an ebook, and I also was thinking if I should try in Amazon, and then when I finish the my books, like the fantasy books, should I publish also on Amazon or where? So I think that when I decide where I am going to publish my fantasy books, I will publish that research at the same time. Amazon is good, but it's worth asking someone to review your academic work first. The question there is who, because I don't have good memories of the teachers that reviewed my final degree work, because their critics were mostly critics that they didn't understand. Like one of the teachers started arguing me that the things I was showing was not art because they are done for technical purposes, and he didn't let me explain. Being an academic publisher, they will know reviewers. Yes, I also thought about academic publisher, but I don't know. But it's just I think if someone has to review that work, it should be someone that has a very open mind, because, as I was saying, one of the teachers was saying me without me letting to explain before, saying me things like these things are not art because they are technical drawings and such. And when he finished his explanation, then I explained it. But these drawings were made by people who were hired by the companies to do art. So yes, I agree that debate is normal, but and also I just proposed the debate. Like I proposed if, for example, the illustrations in books like anatomy, do you remember in high school when you study the human body, for example, and those books have had drawings of the parts of human body, like drawing of the heart, drawing of the skeleton, or you know what I mean, or drawings about the cells and such. So my proposal for debate it is this kind of drawings can be considered art because there are artists that they paint this same concepts as just as traditional paintings, like or illustrations, like a painting about cells or a painting about virus. There are even sculptures of virus. So if this is considered art, can you also consider art the drawings in the high school books? That is the debate that I was proposing. Debating is good, but what I disliked is that the teachers that were reviewing my work is like my ideas are the ones that are true and your ideas are not true. So for this kind of people reviewing my work, it's pointless, because if I propose a debate and they say that I am right and you are wrong, it is no debate in there. You understand, right? I think a good debate should be about understanding both points of view without stating what point is correct. Because until time, I still don't I can't say that the illustrations in high school books are art, but I also can't say that they are not art. I think it's just a debate that is interesting to discuss. So if you come with an affirmative or negative idea like as objective, then there is no debate to do. Basically because this debate is not objective. I can understand the reasons why it shouldn't be art and the reasons why it can be art, but we live in a world that everything could be art. And when I think in this, I think in one that was very funny when I was studying, that is like a glass of water that was sold for thousands of dollars and sold as art. And if a glass of water can be sold for $1,000 as art, why the drawings in a high school book are not art? They are art too. There can be art too. If we live in a world where everything can be art, so I accept that a glass of water can be art, then why do I accept that high school drawings are not art? I think the person who bought that glass of water is trying to avoid tax. Maybe. It's very funny for me. Many rich people do that, yes. So that's why I'm not. I would like to know more people in academic level, to say it like that, because I think conversation can be interesting, but my experience with people in that level is that many are closed minded and they are not open to debate, to a real debate. And so it's like, if you're not going to be open to a real debate, then your opinion is pointless, especially if they then donate the artworks to each other, then they don't even have to pay tax for that. Oh, I understand. So maybe they do because that. This is also why I might be leaving my academy soon, because they also do something like that. Mostly the older academics think we are still live in. I don't like academies very much. I always have these mixed feelings about teaching. I love teaching, but I dislike being a student in an academy. They give me money through yes, but it's ironic, isn't it? That I enjoy being a teacher, but I dislike teachers in general. I like good teachers, but generally the teachers are not good. So it's more like because a lot of the ethnomusicologists don't publish their findings back to the people they were studying. They only publish for other academics. Oh, I think I understand what you mean. So it's like restricting the knowledge, right? So they make money from indigenous people, but these people don't get paid or whatever. Yes, I understand. I am a person that I want that I support free knowledge. And actually for this Asura Gallery project, I was thinking, how can I be a teacher that does content for free, but at the same time I can earn money to support myself. I have some ideas. I don't know if they will be worth doing, like if they could be real, but I think there are ways. There must be ways, because I don't. I know that a lot of people do courses and then they sell the courses, but I don't feel good about that. I don't like how some academics get paid by the university to do a study, but they don't pay the people they study and only publish very expensive books and articles. Yes, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. I don't like this kind of attitude. I think knowledge should be free. That's why I do tweets. You get my knowledge for pancakes. Yes. But I completely agree with you. I have always supported free knowledge, and that is also why I am a great supporter of Wikipedia, because um, the free knowledge that Wikipedia gives, for me, is invaluable. Of course, that it can be mistakes. It cannot be very accurate, and of course, it is always good to check various information sources. But the knowledge that there are in there is invaluable for me. Also, the university system in the UK requires researchers who have bad attitudes like that by giving them promotions. Yes, it's very bad. I don't like that academic world. If you publish things for free, it doesn't count because it's not prestige. Wow. Terrible. I really, really dislike that. In fact, I think the opposite. I think that if you force me to pay for getting knowledge, what I think is that that knowledge is not worth knowing. Maybe it's wrong, maybe that knowledge is worth, but that's the feeling that I have. With so much knowledge that you can get for free, that as it should be, I mean, I prefer going to a library than buying your paper, honestly. Call me crazy or whatever, but I prefer going to a library. I prefer to spend a day in a library than buying a specific paper. Not trying to turn down the effort of the people who do research, but at least in university there are many academics like me fighting the system. That's very good, very good. We need more people like you. So probably I will do courses, but the courses will be free. The idea that I have had, I tell you because probably you can give me an opinion if you think that it could be interesting. The idea I had is I can do courses of art history and they will be free. And I have seen that other free courses, they let you do the courses, but at the end, if you want like a paper to prove that you have done the course, then you have to pay. In my opinion, this is stupid. In a world that values the papers, the certificates, and such, it works. But for me, it is stupid. I think if I do that, I will feel as I am scamming the people. So what I have thought is I do the course and I offer the courses for free, but at the end I give the students one final task. I think what will be good if you make basic courses for free and then the advanced one maybe you can charge a small fee so that you can use the money to make a good advanced course. I have a better idea, I think. I have also thought about this, but it's because I really want to share the content for free. So I have thought that if I have to charge for money, it should be for in a way I use tip money from Twitch to boycott webcam, for example. Yes, I suppose that donations will happen because if I do the content for free, I suppose people who have more money will donate, and I have seen this in Twitch. I have seen people donating money just because they want. So I'm sure that if I get a lot of people interested in my courses, there will be people who will donate money for supporting for sure. So that's not my concern. So if I offer the courses for free, at the end I propose a final task to the student. It is an optional task. I propose do a kind of final degree job, final degree work, like around 20 pages of a topic about the course. So for example, if the course is about Egyptian art, then the final task is do a research about whatever thing you want related to Egyptian art. It can be related to a period, related to an artwork, related to a pharaoh, whatever. Just do a research, um, and then I offer myself to review the research and kind of approve as if I am a teacher correcting a kind of exam or something like that. And in that class, we could also have a kind of private class, and that's all. I think that is better than just offer that if you want a certificate that proving that you have done the course, then pay. For me, this is stupid. So at least for the people who want a more personal approach and to feel that their work is valorated by a person that has knowledge, so I can offer that. I think it could work, I suppose, because I also don't want to be a teacher and like giving private classes, like only private classes, because I think this would make me giving only private classes won't spread the knowledge as I want. I want to teach as much people as possible. So focusing only in private classes won't do it. And also, I don't think many people will want private classes about art history. So if it is about languages, maybe yes, but about this subject, I don't think. So I think probably that's the attempt that I'm going to do about teaching. And of course I have Twitch. Same for music. Some people definitely prefer private class. Yes, if it is for teaching an instrument, yes, of course. And also, as we have Twitch, I will prefer doing classes in Twitch rather than private classes, because at least in Twitch, yes, I will totally do that. I will do a kind of class, participative class in Twitch, and as people can join as many as they wish. I will prefer that than private classes. So yes, that's my idea. I actually watched a Guitar Story stream 2 days ago. That's very nice. Very nice. And I think this man that contacted me, he just talked about his PhD for 5 hours. Wow. Interesting. I should also do that about my final degree work. It was about scientific art. Like, well, I just called it like that. It's art that uses as themes things that you relate with science, like the universe, the microorganisms, and such. Like these paintings about cells, or paintings about planets, paintings about aliens, things like that. So yes, I think my stream is not only going to be Erhu. Maybe it will take a long time to get more people coming into my stream, but I prefer that. I guess Ars Sentia then. Ars Sentia. That sounds good. Time for me to change your custom shoutout. Yes, you should also add something like art history talkings or something like that. Because if people come here expecting me to play Erhu every time, I think they will be disappointed. And honestly, these piano streams are very good for me because it makes the talking easier. When I am with the Erhu, I'm more focused in playing music, but when I am in piano, I play at times, but it's like more for relaxing with some music and talking. So I really appreciate that you come. It's always interesting to talk about these kind of topics with you. I found focusing on one good thing makes people attracted to a Twitch channel. Yes, and at one point I was thinking in just focusing on Erhu, because because I wanted to get people to see my music and such, but as now I have evolved in the thought, a few people told me they come to my stream because of my world music element that nobody else does. Yes. Um, at the beginning, it also happened. Uh, Too many things to say, and I'm mixing. A bit in order. And I was saying that when I decided to make my art for free and not make it like my career, I felt very liberated in many things, and then I don't care at all about people coming to my stream for Erhu only and such. I mean, if they want to come, sure they can come, but I'm not playing Erhu only. And if I disappoint, then it's fine. It's not my job. So mm, that's how I feel about it. And about what you are saying, at the beginning, it was also for me like that. I came to your stream because you play world music, but now I come to your stream also because your languages, because the things that you tell, not only because the world music, but I admit that still the world music is a good reason. But there is a bad thing. There is a bad thing about only one thing. And when you only do one thing, um, I suppose a lot of people just stick with that and that's all. But at least for me personally, if you only do one thing, I will get bored and I will stop watching eventually. And it has happened to me already with some streamers. You came for the world music but stay for everything else. Yes, completely. Yes, you described it perfectly. Well, it has happened to me with some streamers already, that I started watching because I was interested in something, but as they do always the same, I just lost the motivation to enter, because I know that I will enter that stream and it will be the same, and then I just think, well, they are doing the same, so right now I just don't enter. Maybe I enter the next time that they will be doing the same anyway. I like to think I can talk about anything. Yes. And I support that you do that, because when people start feeling that they don't have to be in your stream because they know that you are doing the same as always, it's when people will stop going. I hope I'm explaining right. Like, if I only play Erhu and people know that I always play Erhu, yes, that will be something like breaking news. Cylindrical Cake talking about calculus. If I play Erhu always, and people see the stream, they will say, "Oh, he's playing Erhu again," and so I no need to enter now. I can enter another time. So, uh, doing only one thing is good and bad. So take care with that. And personally, also, I would prefer not doing only one thing. It gets very tired for me to do only one thing. Let's see. Okay. We keep talking, but it's because I am very comfortable and the conversation is very interesting. Some people do one thing very well. Yes. Yes, I'm not saying that everyone is like that, but the feeling that I have had, not only streamers but also YouTubers, and I think it's even music bands, and when they do all the same, it's like, okay, but maybe it's just my personality. I don't know. I suppose that even for music bands, people prefer that they stick with their style. But sometimes I feel that even if they stick in their style, they can do something a bit different, even if in the same style. Because if not, it feels the same as what was already done. That kind of bores me. Okay, I think I'm going to finish the stream now. And let's see who. I'm sorry, I was just changing your custom, so don't worry. I'm going to finish the stream now because I am 2 hours and a half. It's getting a bit late, and I have some stuff to do yet. Yes, like eating. I'm going to rate Bara Violin, even if she's playing games. Mostly because I just want to salute her. Yes, but remember that I go to bed early. Although in summer it's been pretty hard because too hot and the light is not the perfect environment for sleeping. Yesterday the sun set at 10 p.m. here. Yes, here is almost the same at like 9:30 p.m. So until that moment, and also I have the window at my right side. If it the light enter, and if I am laying in bed at these times, the light comes directly to my eyes. So it's like the sun is saying me, no, you won't sleep now. Yes. So, ready to bar violin? Yes, the sun is trying to control me, definitely. Oh, I forgot the raid command. I don't even remember how the raid command works. Okay, what's this? Okay, you can copy this one. Yes, because I did 3 commands. The normal, the subscriber, and the celebration. Thank you very much for coming, and see you next time, most likely in your stream.